Welcome back to the Empowerment Library. In our last episode, we explored Make Time, a book that showed us how to design our days around what really matters and reclaim our focus from distractions. But today, we're going even deeper, not into how we use our time, but into how we see ourselves. Our book is Brené Brown's classic, The Gifts of Imperfection. This book is about letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we really are. It's about courage, vulnerability, compassion, and the power of living wholeheartedly. Brené Brown's research on shame and resilience has helped millions of people realize a life-changing truth. You are worthy of love and belonging right now, exactly as you are. So let's take this journey together, chapter by chapter, and uncover the 10 guideposts for living a wholehearted, authentic, and joyful life.
Chapter 1. Courage, Compassion, and Connection. The book begins by showing us 3 essential gifts we gain when we embrace imperfection. Courage, compassion, and connection. Courage here doesn't mean slaying dragons or running into burning buildings. It means the everyday bravery of showing up as your true self. It's saying, "This is me, flaws, scars, and all." That simple act takes immense strength, because it risks judgment. But every time you choose to be authentic instead of perfect, you're exercising real courage. Compassion flows from this courage, but it must begin with self-compassion. Too often, we're our own harshest critics. We hold ourselves to impossible standards. Self-compassion is choosing to treat ourselves with the same kindness we'd offer a dear friend. And when we do that, we become more compassionate toward others as well. Finally, connection. We all crave belonging. But true belonging can only come when we're authentic. If we hide behind masks to win approval, we might fit in, but we won't feel connected. Real connection happens when people see us as we truly are. Courage, compassion, and connection. They are the first gifts of imperfection, and they form the foundation for a wholehearted life.
Chapter 2. Shame and Vulnerability. But standing in the way of these gifts is one of the most painful emotions we all know, shame. Shame is that inner voice that says, "You're not enough." It tells us we're unworthy, unlovable, and broken. It grows strongest in secrecy, silence, and judgment. Our instinct is to protect ourselves from shame by wearing armor, pretending, performing, perfecting. But Brené Brown makes a bold claim: the antidote to shame is not hiding. It's vulnerability. Vulnerability means letting ourselves be seen, even when we can't control the outcome. It means sharing our fears, our struggles, our hopes, and our hearts. That's scary. But it's also the birthplace of love, belonging, creativity, and joy. When we dare to be vulnerable, shame starts to lose its grip. Because shame thrives in silence, but it withers when we speak it out loud to someone who responds with empathy. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage in its purest form. And it's the doorway to wholehearted living.
Chapter 3. Guidepost 1. Cultivating Authenticity. The first practice of wholehearted living is cultivating authenticity. Authenticity is about making the choice to be real, even when it's uncomfortable. It means letting go of who you think you're supposed to be and embracing who you really are. That sounds simple, but it's not easy, because our culture constantly pressures us to conform, to please others, to perform an image of perfection. Choosing authenticity can feel risky. Some people may not like the real you, but Brown reminds us, the cost of pretending is far higher. Living a life designed to meet others' expectations leaves us empty and disconnected. Every day, authenticity asks us, will you let yourself be seen? Will you say yes when you mean yes and no when you mean no? Will you risk being disliked in order to be true to yourself? That's the courageous path of authenticity.
Chapter 4. Guidepost 2. Cultivating Self-Compassion. The second guidepost is cultivating self-compassion. Most of us struggle with perfectionism. We believe that if we perform flawlessly, we'll finally be worthy. But perfectionism is a trap. It's a moving target that we never reach. Self-compassion flips the script. It says, I don't have to be perfect to be worthy. I can be kind to myself even when I fall short. Self-compassion doesn't mean avoiding responsibility. It means recognizing that mistakes are part of being human. Brown identifies 3 elements of self-compassion: self-kindness instead of self-criticism, recognizing our common humanity instead of isolating ourselves, and practicing mindfulness, acknowledging our struggles without exaggerating or ignoring them. When we treat ourselves with compassion, we weaken perfectionism's hold and free ourselves to live wholeheartedly.
Chapter 5. Guidepost 3, Cultivating a Resilient Spirit. Life will knock us down. The question is not if, but when. That's why the 3rd guidepost is resilience. Resilience isn't about avoiding struggle. It's about learning how to get back up. Resilient people don't deny pain, but they also don't drown in it. They practice hope, they seek connection, and they turn to healthy coping instead of numbing. We often try to avoid pain by numbing, through overwork, overeating, binge-watching, or distractions. But when we numb the hard feelings, we also numb joy and gratitude. Resilience invites us to face the pain honestly, learn from it, and grow stronger. The resilient spirit says, "Yes, this is hard, but I can rise again."
Chapter 6, Guidepost 4, Cultivating Gratitude and Joy. The 4th guidepost is gratitude and joy. Our culture tells us we'll be happy when we achieve more, earn more, or have more. But the truth is, joy doesn't come from chasing, it comes from appreciating what we already have. Gratitude is the practice that unlocks joy. When we pause to count our blessings, no matter how small, we shift from scarcity to abundance. We stop focusing on what's missing and start celebrating what's present. And joy isn't some rare, once-in-a-lifetime event. It's in the ordinary moments, laughing with a friend, sharing a meal, watching a sunset. Gratitude turns those moments into joy by helping us recognize their value. As Brown says, joy doesn't make us grateful, gratitude makes us joyful.
Chapter 7. Guidepost 5, Cultivating Intuition and Trust. The 5th guidepost asks us to cultivate intuition and trust. Many of us are addicted to certainty. We want guarantees before we act. But life doesn't work that way. We can't always know what's ahead. Intuition is our inner wisdom, the quiet voice that guides us when reason alone isn't enough. Trust is choosing to follow that wisdom, even without guarantees. Cultivating intuition and trust means letting go of the need for absolute certainty. It means listening to your gut, having faith, and moving forward even in uncertainty. Wholehearted living is not about controlling outcomes. It's about trusting yourself and the process of life.
Chapter 8, Guidepost 6, Cultivating Creativity. The 6th guidepost is creativity. Comparison is a thief of joy. When we measure ourselves against others, we lose sight of our own unique gifts. Creativity is the antidote. We're all creative, whether we paint, cook, write, sing, or solve problems. Creativity is not about being the best, it's about expressing what makes us uniquely human. When we embrace creativity, we silence the voice that says, "I'm not original enough, not talented enough." Instead, we create for the sheer joy of creating. That act reconnects us to ourselves and helps us celebrate our uniqueness. Chapter 9, Guidepost 7, Cultivating Play and Rest. The 7th guidepost is cultivating play and rest. Our culture glorifies busyness. We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. But that lifestyle leads to burnout, disconnection, and emptiness. Brown reminds us, play and rest are not luxuries, they are essential for wholehearted living. Play sparks creativity, restores energy, and brings joy. Rest replenishes our bodies and minds so we can show up fully. Letting go of exhaustion as a status symbol means choosing to value balance over burnout. It means giving ourselves permission to enjoy life, not just endure it.
Chapter 10. Guidepost 8, Cultivating Calm and Stillness. The 8th guidepost is calm and stillness. In our fast-paced world, anxiety has become a lifestyle. We equate busyness with importance and restlessness with productivity. But calm is a radical act of resistance. Stillness can take many forms: Meditation, prayer, deep breathing, or simply pausing to appreciate silence. Calm doesn't mean life is free of chaos. It means we choose not to let chaos control us. When we cultivate stillness, we create space for peace, perspective, and clarity.
Chapter 11, Guidepost 9, Cultivating Meaningful Work. The 9th guidepost is meaningful work. Meaningful work isn't about job titles, salaries, or recognition. It's about using your gifts and passions in ways that make a difference. When we pursue work that matters to us, we feel alive and connected. When we force ourselves into work that doesn't align with our values, we feel drained and disconnected. Meaningful work might be your career, but it could also be art, volunteering, parenting, or building something that matters to you. The point is to let go of supposed to, and follow the path that feels purposeful.
Chapter 12. Guidepost 10, Cultivating Laughter, Song, and Dance. Finally, the 10th guidepost is laughter, song, and dance. We often think we have to be serious, composed, and in control to be respected. But laughter, singing, and dancing are universal languages of joy and connection. They remind us not to take ourselves too seriously. When we allow ourselves to be goofy, to sing loudly, to dance freely, we reconnect with joy and release shame. Laughter, song, and dance are not childish. They are deeply human. This final guidepost reminds us that wholehearted living is not about striving or achieving. It's about embracing joy, lightness, and connection in the everyday moments of life.
Conclusion. As we wrap up Brené Brown's The Gifts of Imperfection, let's pause and reflect on what this journey really teaches us. The central truth is simple but powerful. You are enough, exactly as you are. You don't have to prove your worth through perfection, constant busyness, or the approval of others. Worthiness isn't something you earn, it's something you claim. So, what are the key lessons to carry forward? Choose authenticity over approval. Stop hiding behind masks to please others. True belonging only happens when you show up as your real self. Practice self-compassion. Perfection is a trap. When you're kind to yourself, you build resilience and free yourself from the crushing weight of shame. Embrace vulnerability as courage. Opening up, sharing your story and letting yourself be seen is not weakness, it's the birthplace of love, joy, and connection. Nurture gratitude and joy. Don't wait for life to be perfect to be happy. Joy grows from appreciating what's already in front of you. Rest, play, and be human. Exhaustion is not a badge of honor. Give yourself permission to laugh, to dance, to recharge, and to live wholeheartedly. When you put these practices together, you begin to experience the gifts of imperfection, courage, compassion, and connection. These are the cornerstones of a wholehearted life, a life of love, belonging, and joy. So, remember this, your imperfections don't disqualify you from love or success. They're not weaknesses to hide, they're gifts that make you real, relatable, and resilient. Embrace them, live wholeheartedly, and step into the truth that you are already enough.
At the Empowerment Library, we believe every book is a stepping stone to growth. Last time, we learned how to make time for what matters. Today, we learned how to live wholeheartedly by embracing our true selves. And in our next episode, we'll dive into Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich, a practical, no-nonsense guide to building financial freedom without sacrificing the life you love. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already, and remember, you are worthy, you are enough, and your imperfections are your greatest gifts.